और आपका जब इलेक्शन का टाइम था तो कहते यहीं झुग्गी यहीं मकान, और अब कह रहे हो विदेश के आदमी आ रहे हैं तो गांव वो घर के आदमी चले जाओ यहाँ से। विदेश के आदमी आ रहे हैं तो गांव वो घर के आदमी चले जाओ यहाँ से।
People running Delhi are now busy preparing the city for a meeting of G-20 leaders in September. Presidents, prime ministers, rulers and diplomats from the world's richest countries will visit the capital. For 2 days, they will discuss global economic problems and solutions. So Delhi must be dressed up for the big occasion. While the diplomats will discuss economic problems, in stone-throwing distance, people are sinking in economic doom. And this crisis is directly related to the G20 leaders' visit. Let me tell you how and why. Thank you for tuning in. This is Ratna. You are watching Diaries. Delhi is a center of wealth and power. People dream of coming to the city to earn a better livelihood. They end up serving the city in return for extremely low-paying jobs. And they are lakhs in numbers. They work in the city as construction workers, wage laborers, domestic help, security guards, cleaners, and so on. It's a cruel joke that the people who service Delhi and keep it running are the ones being thrown out. And we don't want to show our high-profile guests that we are poor. Something must be done quickly to get rid of the unpleasant-looking slums. To cover up the massive economic mess, Delhi's authorities are on a brutal drive to demolish slums across the city, so that when the foreign leaders in shiny suits come here, the poverty will be gone. It will be like magic. Between 10th February and 1st May, Delhi authorities slapped notices and sent bulldozers and demolition teams to more than 6 locations. Mostly poor people lived miserable lives in slums in these areas. The targets were Tughlakabad and Mehroli in the south, Dhaulakua in central Delhi, Kashmiri Gate, Mulchand Basti and the Yamuna floodplains in the north. Demolitions were done in a few other areas as well, such as Koregaon in the south. The evictions and demolitions were done only after legal go-ahead. The objective was to control rising encroachment in the city by undocumented migrants. We learned from independent sources that more than 2.6 lakh people in Delhi have become homeless due to this beautification drive for G20 summit. More than 1,500 homes have been decimated. The poor residents living next to Tughlakabad fort took the biggest blow. They are yet to be rehabilitated.
और आपका जब इलेक्शन का टाइम था तो कहते यहीं झुग्गी यहीं मकान, और अब कह रहे हो विदेश के आदमी आ रहे हैं तो गांव वो घर के आदमी चले जाओ यहाँ से।
Nirmal Gurana, who is fighting for justice for evicted people, says about 4.5 lakh people in 14 slums were displaced last year in Delhi.
155 मकानों को धराशायी कर दिया। प्रातःकाल के लगभग 3-4 बजे आकर पूरे के पूरे मकबे ने पुलिस बल के साथ यहाँ पर हमला बोल दिया। तमाम लोग सोए हुए थे, सामान सारे उनके घरों में। हालांकि ये मामला परसों ही हाई कोर्ट।
The irony is, who are we hiding our misery from? From world leaders representing rich countries, right? And the rich become rich only at somebody's expense. Now, why is Delhi today swamped with poor people? It's not difficult to connect the dots. For decades, since our independence, some foreign governments have influenced our economic policies. Just like the East India Company days, foreign corporations from these countries have minted money in India and taken it away. Foreign organizations like the IMF and World Bank gave us loans and lectures on how to run our economy. Our rural economy is completely broken. Villagers are forced to migrate to cities like Delhi in search of work. They end up living in unlivable slums. They are not the problem. The system is the problem. They are just victims of the broken system. And what are we doing now? Removing those slums from view because leaders from foreign countries will visit Delhi. Let's look at a few countries from where leaders will come from G20 summit in September. US, UK, France, Germany, China, Japan, South Korea. Corporations and monarchies and governments from these countries have historically dictated Bharat. And what is this G20? Why is it so important for India's image? The official definition won't tell you this. G-20 is a big club of countries run by a small bunch of world's wealthiest and most powerful nations. From these few wealthy nations, thousands of multinational companies go to poor countries in South Asia, Africa, and South America, make money, and take it back home. But no, now that high-profile leaders from these countries will come here, we must forget the insult and host them with a smile. We must not show them the dark reality of our urban poverty. Since the demolitions began, homeless people have been protesting for rehabilitation. They have been protesting peacefully, but the mainstream media, which is supposed to report on human rights problems, doesn't care. It's the same scene across the country. 2 years back, the organization Housing and Land Rights Network revealed in a report that over 2 lakh people were evicted and more than 36,000 homes were demolished all over the country. The report says from January to July last year, more than 1.24 lakh poor people lost their homes to demolition drives by state governments. Last year, the watchdog also found that about 24 people are evicted every hour in India, and at least 15 million people, that is 1.5 crore people, are at the risk of getting evicted. But come September, Delhi must look sanitized and pretty. The misery can be swept under the bed. The world leaders, protected by security guards and drones, are scheduled to go for a heritage walk in Mehroli, where demolitions forced almost 3,500 people homeless. That walk will be a matter of pride for India, but a matter of shame for Bharat. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, stay informed, and stay awake.